1. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Daily Leaf News. Sorry, it's not a Daily Leaf News channel. We had some technical difficulties. So it's the presidential coverage election night in America for the MEC presidential and Senate elections. Here with me today is John Olsoff, aka I forgot your real name already, but Kenneth. So
yes.
We also have
My name is Harvey. My name is Harvey.
Harvey, stop. We also have Harvey Long and also have Bryson Pittman. Hello to you three. Okay, so
Hello.
let's start with some projections we have. Let me just project my screen. Actually, I'll do something fast. Okay, let me just get into this fast and share it in the MEC chat so we can have everybody watch. So, anything you guys are surprised with the election so far?
I'm actually surprised about the presidential and all the districts. Well, certain district races, but there's one I'm not. There's actually two I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with District 4 with Evan Hunt and Ivor for winning his district. I'm not surprised on those. Also in District 3, which I am not surprised with Ricky Adams winning. But there's two that are very interesting, and many people are having like tough time and like having their different thoughts and views on certain districts. But I expected some of the same outcome and some that not. So we'll cover that.
Okay, 1 second. Bryson, I'll start with you actually now. Do you guys have anything?
I have something to say.
No, it should. Oh, well, Harvey, you go first.
So in District 1, I believe that Mr. Martinez is going to win. District 2, I think Ivor is going to win. District 3, it's going to be a very close one, but Ricky has that advantage. District 4, we're going to have Evan Hunt. He's going to be senator for different districts, surprisingly. And in District 5, we're going to have Adam, but there is some cracks, such as many partisan Dems voting for Ian Campbell, making it really hard for Adam to get above 70%. District 6, I strongly believe that JP will lose because there's a poll in which JP said that he had tied Michael Walker. But if we were to exclude the alt, he's behind by at least 15%. I point out in the current ballot, he's behind 14.7. So the alts that voted on the polls don't seem to be voting on the generals. Hence, Michael's big victory.
Okay, and Bryson, who just recently came back to MEC. Hello, welcome back.
Thank you so much. I think that all these Senate races are going to be something to watch. I would frankly interested in District 1. I think Sam Martinez has a strong chance of getting reelected because he is very, 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 very popular, and I think he can do it.
Okay, so now I have some projections to announce, as you'll see on my screen. So for District 1, we are projecting that Sam Martinez is going to retain a seat as the incumbent Democrat, so 1 seat for the Democrats. And that's a big retaining there. A lot of people thought he was going to lose a seat.
Cameron, also don't forget that Sam's victory is one of the largest victories so far in the Senate races.
Everyone thought Claudio was going to have a big, was going to lead him by a bit, but so for district, now we're moving on to District 2, and in District 2, we are projecting that Ivor M with a huge victory, around 90%, I'm pretty sure. And also an incumbent Democrat will be retaining his seat. This next one is Jacob Tawney of D3, the current representative for D1. We're projecting him with a slim margin of victory, but that could still change as of right now. do not know exactly.
Excuse me, Cameron. Ricky's leading by not 9 votes, but 7 votes. So you can't really project it for.
Okay, it's too close to call. Let's move on to District 4. I didn't check that. So District 4, Evan Hunt. Of course, a lot of people have seen him as not, especially John, who's in a primary with him. Especially a lot of people have been seeing him not as a favorable candidate, seeing him as better than Cameron Scott, his Republican counterpart. So I'll ask John, how do you think this? Why do you think Evan's going to win this race? John?
Well, as a,
by the way, whoever has the background music, can please mute your mic.
Okay. So Evan actually has he has nothing to worry about. District 4 is an extremely safe, solid Dem. Even though Cameron has been there was things about Cameron, about pictures and his word of choice that really affected his campaign to the max and dramatically losing massive supporters. But Evan Hunt does have an edge, and I did support him because I support my people in my party. Now I'm not partisan, I'm bipartisan, but on this issues with me picking between Evan Hunt and Cameron Scott, I had to go with Evan Hunt. He fits my policies. Even though we have major disagreements and a lot of fake news that he did and propaganda, but I still accepted the outcome, and I just wish the best for him in his terms.
Okay, now we're going to move on to District 5, which has been slimming down a bit, but it's been inevitable who's going to win this. Is going to be District 5 incumbent Senator Adam Evans, who's now running as an independent, no longer a Republican. So as of now, there are no Republicans looking like they're going to be in the Senate. So
Adam is still a Republican,
but he's running as an independent. That's why. So
does it say I on the front?
No. He addressed it with Ethan Kelly, and Ethan Kelly made a mistake on the ballot. So he's running as an independent.
Let me see.
So moving on, District 6. This was getting close, but of course, Michael Walker, a very popular incumbent senator, who weren't sure was. A lot of people were voting against him because he was not being that active, but they're saying he's going to be retaining his seat. And running against him, you can think. I think Jake did the same thing. Like you're going to beat him. That's what I thought too. But he's eventually going to beat you because he has a very strong supporters that come out near the end. So that, and with all this, we think the Democratic Party will obtain Senate majority, making it look like this. Do you mind D3? We had miscommunication there. Sorry, but
I'd like to mention something. These Senate elections make it very, very hard for Tom to win if there is a tie. Because right now,
the Democrats are looking like they're holding both houses.
Wait. Senate will have to decide the president, I believe, or I think it's the vice president. Right now, out of the 6 senators, there's 4 guaranteed nays for Tom, and those are Sam Martinez. Sam does not have any good relations with Tom whatsoever. Ivor, he's supporting Olivode. Ricky, he's supporting Olivode. Evan, he is toss-up, but he's most likely going to lean Olivode. Adam Evans is going to be completely toss-up, but he may vote in favor of Tom being elected. And Michael Walker, a staunch supporter of Mayowa Olivode, may end up voting for nay. And if you're looking at these numbers right, that's 5-1, which means Tom is rejected. And what many people tend to forget is the composition and who's being elected. Because you can't just say, oh, yeah, it's a Democrat who's going to get elected. They're going to vote for Tom or any Democrat. That's not the case. Some people in the United States Senate, and especially in MEC, tends to vote with people that they align with. Not many senators in this era actually align with Tom. Tom is a liberal Democrat, might I mention. And many people in the Senate right now who may end up getting elected, such as Evan Hunt, He despises the liberal Democrats, and that would really hurt Tom Cruise. And if there's a tie, my guess is if there's a tie, Olivode may end up being president.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask Bryson.
I totally agree with that.
Okay. Now, actually, this is straying away from the election more or less, but I have a question for you, Bryson. Of course,
yes.
Terrell McCann is Mayor Olivaud's VP on the ticket. You and when you said you were leaving MEC, you criticized him. You said you don't like him. What is your opinion on him now? And would you, if you got elected into House or whatever you went for in the future, would you? And he was vice president.
Look, when I obviously lost to Dome, and Trey Cranfield, I was feeling depressed. I was feeling down. I was seeing red practically everywhere, and I was kind of upset that I lost because I really wanted to do good things for the people of District 7. I didn't say I didn't like Terrell. I just criticized his chairmanship because I believe I could have won that race with his help and his guidance because he was the DNC chairman, and with his get out the vote operation, I believe I could have done way much better, at least gotten into second place or even closer. But he was gone on vacation. I blamed him for it because, and I still stand by that today. But we're pretty good friends, and there's no nothing brewing. We're good friends, and I put it all behind me. We're really good friends. I just talked to him earlier, and
so you talked to him since that incident?
Yes, I've talked to him earlier today.
Did you apologize to him or?
No, there was no apology. He didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up. We just, we continued as friends.
You guys just settled your okay. I was just wondering.
Yes, there was no major feud. I just criticized him for being absent during my election. I think that wasn't right, and I still stand by that. But we're really good friends, and he's always been a great friend ever since I joined MEC, and I'm going to continue to be. Indeed.
Do you think it was wrong that you criticized him like that, or?
I think that I could have been a little bit more. I could have a little bit more careful of what I said. I think he obviously went to Bible school or whatever. If it was something that had to do with church, I think I could have been a little bit more easy on him. But at that moment, I was pretty upset. So it was a way. I said some things I didn't mean.
Okay, so the presidential election. Now we'll turn our attention to the presidential election and 1 second here. So what are you guys' opinions on the presidential election first? I'll actually start with John this time. John? John?
I'm here. Okay. So there's a new update. Mayowa is now leading the presidential race.
Election.
Yes. He is now leading.
Okay. Wait. Sorry. Breaking news. As John just said, there's a new update. Mayowa Olivode is now leading, and this race is still too close to call.
Yes.
So.
Yes. He's leading by the slightest margin. We all noticed that this will happen. I'm grateful that both of them. I'm very grateful of both of them. They really outdone themselves at the race. They gave it all they had. They had massive supporters, and and I will congratulate anyone who wins. They've done an amazing job. But this presidency will determine who will guide us and lead us through a better tomorrow for all Americans, who will put our interests and values and our voices into matter and actions. And I look forward to help with anything I can. So this was a very cool presidential race to watch, and a lot of excitements to hear.
Okay, so Bryson?
Yes, thanks. This presidential race was interesting, no doubt. It was fun. I frankly wasn't here to, being afraid, but these two candidates ran one hell of a race, as John said. They put all they had into it, and their supporters did too. And their supporters deserve the utmost kudos because they did a lot. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Tom Kirkman pulls this off, this will be seen as a referendum on his presidency, and it will be viewed in a bright way because he took over when Troy Cranfield resigned, and everybody was all up in arms, and he really took control. We'll see how this thing works, and we'll see what happens and how the people view this. But if he gets reelected, this will be a strong plus for him, and this will put give him a mandate to govern as he pleases. So I think this is going to be interesting. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win, but if he does, it's going to be real good for him, and it's going to give him a lot of leeway with Congress.
Okay, now Harvey.
Yeah. What's your question?
What's your opinion like overall on the election?
This election was mean-spirited, and not to trash on any of the candidates, but this election might end up being one of the hardest and most possibly meanest elections in MEC history. And the factors of this is I can go over to any or many Tom supporters, and they're over here calling Mayowa a communist and this type of socialist that would move the United States into Germany. And if you're looking at Mayowa supporters, they're over here saying that, oh yeah, Tom isn't a moderate, he's a liberal, he's nothing like anything. And it's just very mean-spirited, and it's mean-spirited to the point where the election might end up having riots. And I mean it. This election is one of the closest elections in MEC history. And if a candidate that was leading in the polls ends up somehow losing, you're going to see a lot of MEC people mad. And they're going to be super mad and call for a revote despite Ethan not allowing it. Now, you can say that, oh yeah, Ethan might allow a revote if it's possible, but at the end of the day, this is only an election. I just don't understand this whole notion that, oh yeah, if Tom Kirkman loses the election, I'm gonna go riot. I mean, it's only a community at the end of the day, and anyone who thinks that in their obligation that they have the right to go over and riot simply because their candidate doesn't win the election, that just simply proves childishness. And it's just simply, if you're doing that, you're simply not wanted in the community.
I like to add on to that. Even though both Mayowa or Tom will be receiving frictions from either chambers, if Mayowa wins, the Senate will be in his favor due to many close ties and relationship he has with all the senators. But he will experience friction in the House due to the House is in favor of Tom. But if Tom is elected, he will also experience friction at the Senate, which the Senate highly disapproves of Tom. And I don't think with either one of them winning, things won't get done as planned, due to chambers are in favoring a candidate, and we're gonna have to see how this will work.
I'm just gonna say the House is very moderate, much more moderate than many people think. Wait. And this whole notion that the Senate is going to have friction while deciding the president if there's a tie, I just don't understand where that comes from. Almost 90% of the senators in the United States Senate and MEC are Tom supporters who are not Tom supporters, but Mayowa supporters. And the only person out of this whole line that has actually supported Tom in any way is Adam Evans, and he won re-election. So that's what we're not with.
Well, I wanted to. Can I?
Yeah, go on.
Can I add to that? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I must say, here's the point. If Mayowa wins, he can count on the Senate being in lockstep with his agenda. And that's just the point, because he has a lot of friends in the Senate, including Sam Martinez. He has a lot of friends in there, and I think he can get a lot of gravel. But he'll run into Burton and Barris in the House because the House is, as I think, as somebody said, I forgot who was it. Was it you, Kenneth? Was it you who said the House is more moderate?
No, that was Harvey.
Oh, Harvey. Yeah, that's right. Yes, the House is more moderate because it has some Lib Dems in there. It has a couple in there, and I think it's gonna cause a little trouble for Mayo if he wins. But and on the flip side, if Tom Kirkman wins, he can expect sheer hatred and sheer dislike from the Senate because the Senate does not like him. Period.
I agree with you
whatsoever.
Okay, wait.
They do not.
John, what's the percentage for how many percent of the vote does Mayo have?
Mayo,
for the presidential race, Mayowa has around 46%. Tom Kirkman has on the ballot right now 46%. And a lot of Mayowa votes came in at around this time. 6 straight Mayowa votes came in, possibly some being fraud. But at the end of the day, Mayowa has had a huge jump. He went from 40% to 46%, and Tom went from 50 to 43%.
43?
Think about the 43% rule. If the 43% rule was still in place, Mayowa would have won due to he passed the margin to win the election of 43%.
I'd like to apologize.
Wait, Harvey, please just calm down.
Yes.
But the AC has repealed it, and they said if they will go for the member or a candidate who is who has received the most votes, and Mayowa is actually getting extremely close to passing the 50% margin. He's like around 47%, making if he passes the 50%, he will automatically win the presidency. But the election polls will still be open. And we still got hours to vote, and for people who haven't voted, it will still change the presidency course.
When did they close?
When they were released, right now in the morning it was 12 hours until they close, so they'll probably be closed by tomorrow morning.
Okay, so
but yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, I still have John presenting. Sorry.
Yeah, to my point, as I was saying, if Tom gets his wins, he frankly has trouble in the Senate, but he'll have a stronger kind of grapple in the House because the House is very moderate. So I think he'll have a lot of leeway there. But it's gonna give him a foil because he's gonna say, "Hey, these people elected me. I have a mandate to govern. Why are you being like this?" You know?
Sorry, did you guys see my slides or no?
No, we didn't see them.
Oh, I wasn't showing you before. Damn it. Okay, wait.
I'm gonna screen share my prediction for the election.
How do you screen share? Damn it, I'm trying to screen share.
Get them.
But I do agree with Bryson. It all depends on who the candidate is, which both of them, either one of them will still experience friction in either chamber.
Yeah, but Mayowa.
So this is a projection. This is what it looks like right now. 43% for Tom and 46. Pretty close to call. And my question to you guys is: do you think Infinite Kid 1000 is playing more of a role in this to divide the vote now?
No, Infinite Kid is not.
Actually, he has
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say something.
Let John talk.
Well, I do think a libertarian has pulled votes. He could have possibly pulled the minimum of 5 votes. Many people, some people may not favor Tom, may not favor Mayowa, so they will go with the third party option. The third party has pulled at least some votes, causing probably not past the 50% margin, nor has been giving Tom to pass Mayowa to reach the 50% margin. And but yes, I think Infinite Kid has pulled some votes and probably slowed down the process for either candidate to reach the 50% margin.
How many?
I would like to
Harvey, wait.
important to say.
Harvey, I'm trying to say something. John, how much percent of the vote does Infinite Kid have right now?
4 votes.
He has he is reaching close to 10% of the vote, which is
so if
do you think he'll get 10% of the vote?
well, he's reaching closely to 10%. He
That
possibly has a
wait.
what you're Tom or Mayo or
What you're missing is a majority of the people that are voting for Infinite Kid are people that just vote for him in hopes that he would somehow win.
So
That's kind of true.
right now for those who may have just
No one can dispute that because I was in a call with Jackson saying vote for Infinite Kid because they think that if you vote for Infinite Kid that he would somehow win.
Okay,
that's a joke.
But this is a new conclusion. If Infinite Kid has never entered the presidential race,
These are our projections. Currently, please do not mind District 3. But 1 second. These are our Senate. 1 second, it's loading. 1 second. So,
I would just like to say this real quick. Before we start,
wait, can I just get through this and you can say it afterwards? Our projection for District 1 Senate is incumbent Senator Sam Martinez of the Democratic Party. This was supposed
Widely expected.
But in the early polls, we're showing Claudio, but now it is leaning towards Sam. Not surprising at all, Ivor M., another incumbent Democrat senator, has won District 2 Senate. He's won it by a large margin of 90%. So it was a widely expected win for him. District 3, do not mind this, but it is kind of too close to call between Jacob Tawney and Ricky Adams. It is very close. It would give the Lib Dems their first ever seat in the Senate, and it would give the Democrats 3 out of the seats.
Wait. Are you really saying that it's too close to call? Yet your screen says.
One second, Harvey, please be quiet. I'm trying to say something.
I'm telling you.
Okay. District 4 Senate, we are projecting Evan Hunt to another Democrat to win District 4 Senate. A lot of people saw this race as
Cameron, look at my screen.
Hey, Harvey.
Just look at my screen. This is D3 right now.
That is
well, Ricky Adams is in the lead.
That is more than 10.
I get that.
Where are you getting your projection from?
Oh my gosh. Harvey, I know I made a mistake. I said, please just stop interrupting me or I will kick you. Okay, so back. Evan Hunt, we are projecting him for D4 Senate. A lot of people saw D4 Senate race as as two bad candidates. Picking the better of the two worst. Of course, he's running against Cameron Scott.
Am I really the only one left here? Ugh. Well, everyone, we're waiting for them to return. I don't know what is going on here. People are leaving. So please be patient with us. We will be back. We will just be back. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, somebody left this call. Cameron and Harvey left the call. I don't know why. We're live here.
Oh, okay. But since we're still live, I'd like to mention though, but if Infinite Kid has not entered the presidential race, a slight margin. Most of the percentage that he has earned would have been entered into the Mayowa's column, letting him pass the 50% margin, and a slight percentage will be going to Tom. So if Infinite Kid would have never won, we could have projected a winner. But I'm not saying like automatically someone passes the 50% margin, they can be projected winner, but it can lead to that.
Brief interruption. Sorry, Kenneth. Harvey has apparently kicked Cameron from the. I don't know if he kicked her from the call or chat. I don't see how he can get back in. He'll probably get an alt or something. I don't know what happened. He got kicked.
Yeah, if he's kicked, he cannot enter the voice. He can't speak or enter the call. So.
Ugh. Yeah, that's the sad part about it.
But why did he kick Cameron?
You know what? Would you believe me if I told you I don't know?
But this is actually one of the best race I have ever seen in best presidential race I have seen in MEC in my time. I mean, I really enjoyed this race. This race meant a lot towards people, and this could be one of the tightest race in MEC in my time. And it's going to be pretty interesting to find out who is the projected winner.
That's correct. And I think Infinite Kid is playing a small but big role in the outcome, because in figures like this, when it's very close, things can get very, 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 very heated. And I think that even though he's taken away a little percentage, it's still a lot of votes. As we know, what's his name? Who ran in 2000? What was it? I forgot his name. You know what? Who ran in 2000 against Al Gore and George Bush? Who was it? He was Jesus, this is.
I don't know.
His name is on the top of my. Oh man. Okay. You know what? I think it was. Let me just do this. This is just.
But, yeah.
Yeah. It seems that Cameron getting kicked off the call is really throwing me off. Ralph Nader, that's who it was. Ralph Nader, he played a small role, but he took a lot of votes from Al Gore, from the more liberal people, from the more liberal Gore supporters. He got those to his campaign, and it really made an impact on the income, on the outcome.
Yes. Even though Infinite Kid may have pulled a small percentage and pulled votes, it's still a massive impact towards both major candidates running, and it affected their